Hello and welcome back to Stationeers. Now, some of you may remember I put up a very quick airlock. This is essentially the same airlock. It's running on basically the same code. I've added in a bit of an LED and stuff, but that's the time it takes to basically depressurize this airlock. And going back in the other way takes that long. 4 seconds, I believe. Now, why am I showing you this again? You ask. It's not to do with an LED, surely. Well, next door here, I happen to have a new and improved airlock. Yeah, I do. So, let's do a comparison and see, well, I mean, is it going to be a direct comparison? I don't know, there'll be a little bit of a delay, I guess, in the time it takes for the doors to close, so let's just do a direct comparison. If I press this button now, that is how quick we get in. Getting out, that quick. Now I'm going from 1 kPa. You can see there that door behind that side there, that just opened a little bit after. This is probably the fastest airlock I can come up with. I don't know if anyone else can come up with a faster one, but let's do that again. Press the button. Walk into 137 kPa, and there you saw the one that side go. And it got up to 125 kPa in there, which it'll balance itself out. I've got a few canisters over here putting in up to 150, nice and slowly. Yeah, so this one is a little bit slower than that one. Okay, so we're gonna say that if we press this one, it should be faster than that one because of the tick delay between the networks. Maybe. Let's see. Nope, that one definitely opened first. And if we press them again, yep, this one's definitely faster in both directions. Now, how did we manage this? Well, you probably guessed it. It's actually kind of simple. Come on, up you come. So we've doubled the number of intake vents, and we have quadrupled the number of passive out vents, and it's a very compact little design here. All of the wires are going up through the sides of the doors. You have to use composite doors, otherwise you won't get the wires in. They don't work with glass doors. The LED is stuck onto the side here with the circuit board. I've even got room for 2 tanks for maybe filling your oxygen.
Air tank critical.
And
Air tank low.
getting rid of your waste.
Waste tank critical.
Maybe, something like that. I don't know, up to you. You could put a jetpack filler in there or whatever you fancy, go mad. And it looks really clean and neat when you put all the paneling on. Sensor here and that connecting through the network quite easily. You can see there's only like what, 2 frames apart from the pipes, which you can't really get away from. There's like 2 pipes worth of thing. Now, something I was looking at doing was maybe seeing if another vent here speeds it up anymore. So I'm going to do a direct comparison again, I think. Active. Then now the other thing you'll notice is this one only has 1 IC housing because I'm doing a bit of batch writing. In fact, it's so good that when I press this, it automatically sets it to the right mode. Now, when we press this button, how quick does it open this time? Okay, right, well, we'll see what that comparison says, but the other thing you can see is that these 2 are mirrored, so when you press one, the other one opens as well. Okay, jetpack's low, I hear you. So let's go and have a really quick look at the code if you're interested. I probably will put this one up on the workshop now. This code has been annotated a little bit more, so when I put it up, it'll be a little bit easier to read. So you've got two doors, obviously, an LED, a sensor, and a mirror. I could actually batch read the sensor and save another pin. You could add in a speaker, you could add in a diode, you could add in anything you like. But the vents have now been batch written. The volume pump, even though there's only one, is batch written. The display is there for testing purposes. I'm gonna have to put some. It shouldn't matter about device not set because it's batch written. So anyway, that's fine. So basically, the setup will close all the doors and vents any atmosphere. So shuts the doors, puts the setting in the right setting, puts all the vents into in mode, turns them on, puts the LED into red, just so you know it's going through its startup phase, and then once it gets past all of that, it'll wait until the pressure's down to none. It'll open up the outer door, first closes the inner door, then waits for the inner door to close, then opens up the valve, and this is the magic. This is the absolute magic of having 4 passive vents and a long pipe network. I'll show you the pipe network in a moment. We have the valve P out, doesn't matter what it's called, it's the valve. It comes on, yields, goes off, yield again. Now this yield is actually really important. If you just do this yield, the game can't update the frame atmospherics quick enough, so you get kind of like a double blast. There's a rush in towards the frame from outside, or inside in this case, and then there's a blast out from inside the airlock. So you have to yield on the second one in order to get the pressure to be equalized within the frame before the door opens. Then we have it'll load into R11 the pressure. It'll save that's just for testing purposes. You don't have to worry about having that unless you're going through a testing phase with it and you just want to see what the pressure is when you open the door compared to what you're opening it to. Anyway, then it opens the outer door, sets the LED to green. Then we have a doors will wait for input from the keyboard, door outer, door inner, and then this is also where the mirror comes in. Now, if we're gonna load from whatever mirror's set as, so at the moment, as you saw, I done IC chips, and if it becomes equal to 1, then it'll jump 2 lines of code. So it just forgets about going back to wait outer because that's been done. And if R0 happens to be pressed as well, then it will, it'll carry on. So we'll then set the LED to yellow, just because red's been used once already. Yellow is going one way and orange is going the other way, just so there's some differential between the two. Then it will basically save to the mirror's setting 1. So obviously, whatever the mirror chip or device you're using will look for that one, and it'll then write that one into its code when it's in its wait loop down here somewhere. Yep, mirror setting if it's equal to 10. That was me testing something for this mirror chip that I was using. Maybe that's where it was going so wrong. Maybe I shouldn't give up on my dreams. Jump 2 lines of mirror equals 1. Jump 2 lines of mirror equals 2. Yes, that's exactly what I had written there. And then I put in some exclamations and questions just because I was testing things, I think. Anyway, back. It's pretty much the same as before, except for we've now got this wait for the mirror setting, and then update your own setting as well. Close the outer, wait for the doors to close fully, vent the atmosphere. What's the waiting for the door to vent? Close, sorry, and then this is the one for the vent and wait for the vent. And then this one, opens the inner door, saves the vents off, opens the inner door, puts the color to green. Then it goes into the wait inner, and obviously the mirror is part of that wait now. And then it'll put the LED to orange, and yeah, away you go. Now in multiplayer, obviously it might be a bit annoying to have two doors open at the same time, but clearly in single player, if you've got one room with two doors, it's kind of annoying to see. There's a big difference there to have to worry about the doors being patterned. So another thing I've done here is in the beginning setup phase, it puts this to state 0. So if you're just loading into things, ooh, it's not worked that way. Okay, that's not worked very well because of the mirror. It just went straight to copying the other one. Okay, that's good to know. It was untested, so same again. It'll open to the outer first because that's what it's set to do, and then it'll read the mirror and go, oh right, okay. So I could branch if it was 0 to not do that, but okay, maybe I will. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is my new high-speed airlock. Okay, I just wanted to go through the pipe network quickly in this one, and okay, we can clearly see that there's a separation between this network and this network, but this network isn't just pipes you see here. No, no, no. We can get outside. Oh, thanking you. No, 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 this pipe comes here, and I've made like a big pipe network as small as I can. This actually connects up to the same pipe network as the other airlock in there, just for some continuity, and the bigger the pipe network, the better, right? Surely. I don't know ins and outs and facts about all of these things, but I believe that somewhere along my travels I've picked up the notion that having a long pipe network for things like vents can make everything a bit faster. So anyway, that's just where I got with this test. Now, I had some problems mirroring. If anyone knows how I can fix this, please let me know. Let's import this. I had the idea that basically we'd load up to 6 doors, of course, into the high-sea housing. Every door has a setting written to the AC housing, either 1 or 2 for in or out. And basically this would compare 1 and 2, then compare 3 and 4, 1 and 3, and then 1 and 4 and 1 and 5. And basically if there was a change, just kind of like the keypads, if one of them was different to the other one, then they wouldn't be equal. So if they weren't equal, then you change your state. Now, so we basically take whatever the setting is, and if it's 2, we okay, every time I think I've got somewhere with this, something crashes, something goes wrong. I can't figure this out. So I'm gonna have to ask for anyone who can help to help if they can, because I'm at my wit's end. Nope, I didn't want to do that. So, okay, reset this. Okay, they're actually all cycling now. Open, 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 that's good. but press again. Oh, no, doesn't like that. That one doesn't like that at all. So if I press this one, no, no. It did for a while. When I only had 2 doors, it seemed fine. Okay, that one opens all 3. So that changes the state, which then changes the state of this, and then they all read the change of state, and it worked. Okay, but if I press number 2 instead, that opens, causes that to open. Okay, they've all opened. Now these 3 airlocks are actually different speeds, and I can show you my prototype for a really high speed one over here. That changed, but these didn't. Okay. Setting 1, setting 2 in from mirror, setting in from the door free IC, setting. Yeah, that's frozen. Okay. See, I don't know what's going on or why. Super duper high speed airlock. No. Okay. That's synced with them. But they're not syncing with it. Maybe if they were all at the same speed, it would all be good. Anyway, let me show you the code, and if you can think of any way to improve that for me. Well, not for me, because I probably won't be using this more. I won't be using more than 2 doors in my designs, I don't think. But other people might, and I would kind of like to have the option for them to have up to 6 doors on the same network. This could be really useful for, say, a large hangar or an entranceway for whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so maybe if I make this sleep a bit less, but when I had that in earlier, with the difference in the door times, it was causing a mismatch and they were dancing. Anyway, it compares all the door states, and if it basically, if the device isn't set, it'll jump to the next device and the next device, and it'll compare them all to door 1 because, well, I had to do, by the way, I had to do R6 for that, because if I do door R1 for door 1 and R2 for door 2, I seem to get an error somehow, so I had to kind of go backwards. Just in case you're wondering why that was like it is. Anyway, so yeah, I am comparing them all to door 1, which is probably the problem. But if it's not the same as door 1, then something's changed, and then basically load it from R10 the housing setting, and if it's 2, it turns it to 1. If it's 1, it turns it to 2. Simple as that. And as I say, realistically, it works fine for 2 doors. Well, mostly. Did I change that to 2? I might have done. But once you start introducing more doors, the system breaks. I don't know what's going on there. As you can see, they're all mirrored. 1, 2, 3 mirror. That's 3 mirror going that way. That's mirror 4 D3 going in the way. hold on. That's wrong. I might have solved my own problem. Maybe. Maybe it is that then. Hey. Let's see. Maybe if I turn you on. Yeah, it's just not working as intended. So if anyone knows how I can fix this, please let me know. Obviously this idea had some merit, has some merit, but it just doesn't seem very reliable. And occasionally we end up getting merry dances. Like, again, maybe if all these doors were on the same speed, it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. Okay, so I'm going to rebuild this on my Venus playthrough now and do a direct comparison. How much time am I going to save every time I use this airlock now? So let's go on to now. Okay, that's how long it was taking, and in a moment we'll have the new one. Okay, so this has translated into less pressure in the pipes. I've crammed in, I've still got the LED. I've even put in APC now. Still got 4 vents passive, but we've now got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 active vents. You'll have to excuse a little bit of damage to everything. The pressure that was in the pipes was a little bit too much for them, and everything caught fire on me. I wonder if duct tape will fix that. No, duct tape will not fix that. Oh well. Anywho, so yeah, everything's working. This is my new design. I managed to squeeze in a lot more than before. So I'm just gonna close it all up now, make it look nice and pointy. Hey, look how clean that looks now. Happy days. And okay, here we go. Let's do the test. How long does it take now? And to get back in. Oh, hold on. I'm short at least one vent there. Vent. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, and I couldn't just not be scientific about this and increase the pipe length and see if that makes a difference now. So we'll do it a couple of times just to pressurize the system. Okay, and out. Yeah, we need to put a little bit more in there. I can hear the whooshies coming in, so don't want to put too much though because it will just fry everything in here. So right, and now that's a bit more reasonable. Do a little bit more maybe. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. No, I said 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I wonder if that made a difference. It feels faster. And 3, 2, 1, go. No, that shouldn't change. It's all done on time. In fact, thinking about it, is there a way I can... I'm so glad I checked, and I knew damn well there was something slow about this. I knew it, I just knew it. In the copying, or in the mess of my test world, I somehow didn't save this little change here. I've obviously got a chip somewhere that had the wrong code on it, and I've copied that one instead of the one from the airlock. I copied airlock 1 instead of airlock 2's code, like a doofus. At least I got the device not set stuff in, which is good. Okay, so that should actually improve it now. Every good engineer always double checks their work. Something I've learned from a few YouTubers, and something I've learned from actual trial and error, like getting it wrong and going, why is this wrong? Okay, I should have checked this. Now, let's see how fast we can get this time. Because this one was done completely on timing rather than pipe network. Like, we can probably get the input pipe network longer and get the whole getting in down to maybe even 3 seconds maybe. But in terms of going out, well, that's set on time. So I'm gonna have to check the footage, but I'm pressing right about now. Oh, I'll have to see how much that was. I wonder if I can get it down anymore. This has lost some gusto. Yeah, probably gonna need a bit of feng shuiing because it's gonna be faster. It's still a pretty fast airlock for Venus. Yeah, that's explosive compression there. Them few whooshies, not going to make any odds. Not to anyone. Well, I don't think so anyway. Let's see if we can get it perfectly smooth. I should put a display up and see what the display says. Have I got a spare console in my backpack? I don't. Meh. Look at that. Perfect. If anything, I think some had to escape. Oh, okay, perfect. Well design. This is going to save me a few seconds on the way in, 1 second on the way out. Now I'm gonna. So at the end of the day, your mileage to how many seconds it's gonna save you may vary. It might save you a ton of seconds. It might save you, like me, maybe from my previous design. I think 2 or 3 each. Every 2 presses, maybe 4 seconds. It'll save me. But I've added a little counter into the set batch. Save batch, so every time you press the button it'll just increase the counter number, so you can keep an eye on how many times you use this airlock and how much time you actually save yourself. Because for my airlock, if I was using this particular design right here on Venus, now you have to excuse the whooshes, I haven't pressurized this pipe in here or extended it around the other pipe or anything, so yeah, that's not working as intended. That's why the pressure's dropping. But let's say I used it 20 times and I saved 4 seconds per time. 4 times 20, 40, 60, 80. That's 80 seconds, 60, which is a minute and a half, which doesn't sound like a lot. But when you consider that you're going to use an airlock in a 300-day playthrough, you might use it more than 2 or 3 times a day, but let's say on average just twice a day on average, and 300 days, that's 600 times 600 times, let's say 5, 24, 30, 28, no, yeah, 28, 2,800 seconds divided by 60 is actually a lot of time. Yeah, now we're looking at like 45 minutes worth of time across a whole playthrough, which is definitely not to be sniffed at. That's for like having, I think, 4 seconds, 5 seconds saved per traverse of the airlock. So it all adds up in the end. It all adds up in the end. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the showcase. The workshop link should be in the description, and vice versa. The link to this video will be in the workshop probably. And yeah, again, if you can make this any faster or any better, please do link me up and in the comments and show me and show the rest of the world, because I'm pretty proud of this, but I'm not going to say that there's no way it could be improved. Like, there's always a way for it to be improved, and I'm talking without mods, preferably. So, anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one, maybe. Bye for now.